So I get a lot of questions when it comes to Disney trespasses and how we do them here at Fighter Law. And one of the things that you have to consider in doing a request to have the trespass ban lifted is what information is in the theme park's possession. Let's take Disney, for example, because that's the biggest theme park that we do. Walt Disney World has its own security here in Central Florida, and their security guards and the security force is very good. They are very experienced and they write excellent reports. The problem is for us is that we'll probably never see those reports when we're doing the theme park trespass removal request. And here's why. The reports are the proprietary information of Walt Disney World. It's not a government entity, so they're under no obligation to turn over those reports, even if we request them or demand them. They're just going to say, go kick rocks. So what we have to take into consideration is what was the subjective interpretation of that security guard when he or she wrote their report. A lot of families come into our law firm and they tell us they recall the events as they remember them. And they sometimes downplay them to such an extent that it's not very realistic. And if we take that information and we put it into a letter and we say, hey, Disney, on this day, our clients were behaving like perfect angels, and this is what happened, and we'd really like to come back into your theme park because we're going to spend more money and we're going to be better. That's not really what Disney wants to see. I think what they want to see is acceptance of responsibility, some mitigating information as to why the behavior may have occurred. For example, it could be, I don't know, the death in the family, or and maybe you were drinking too much, or you were just behaving aberrantly. That means in a way that is not usual for your character, and you have to show that you own up to the act that whatever it got you trespassed. So if we write a letter that says, oh, you're a perfect angel, and the letter that they have with Disney security says something completely different, they're going to look at those two and be like, okay, these don't really match up. So where we find more success is where we are very honest and forthcoming with Disney. We talk with our clients and we say, okay, tell us what happened, and get them to understand that there's that report in Disney's possession that they're going to compare our letter to. So we may as well fall on the sword and say, hey, look, yes, it's this is what happened. A common one is drinking too much at Disney and misbehaving, ruining the magic for other people there. So if you misbehaved, you drank too much, and you started cursing, or you pushed a cast member or something like that, maybe explain it away with, hey, look, I've taken some anger management classes. My father had just passed away, or whatever the circumstances were that led to that behavior. You can't just say that, oh, I'm sorry and I won't do it again. You have to understand that Disney also has liability here. If they let you back in without documenting appropriately why they let you back in, that could be an issue. Whereas, because let's say they let you back in and you hurt another cast member, or God forbid, another guest of Disney. Now the lawyers know that, hey, Disney was on notice that you were a violent person and that you didn't do anything to correct that behavior, but they still let you on property to make money. They don't care about guest security. That's why Disney's not going to let you back in. So we have to document properly, a good faith basis for why you should be allowed back on, what you've done to correct the behavior to make sure and make sure that Disney knows that there's no risk in letting you come back onto their property. Disney does a great job with maintaining the magic, and that's why when we go to Disney, it's such a great experience. A few people do ruin the magic, and they don't want those people there. We have to distinguish you from those people and show Disney that that's not who you are. You're not one of those low-class people who are going to ruin the magic again, that you're very sorry, you're respectful. And the other thing that really helps is the passage of time. Disney likes to see at least a year between the behavior and asking to be let back on, unless of course it was something that can be completely explained away. So that's a brief I guess explanation of how the Disney trespass works and one of the things we talk about with our clients. So I hope this information was helpful. If so, please like the video, and you can always email us for any additional help or call us here at the office. We're happy to help answer any theme park questions you may have when it comes to Florida law and trespassing you from Disney property or Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Legoland, any of the other big ones here in Central Florida.